Welcome to Groups This Week. As a church, we exist to help all people become fully devoted followers of Jesus. We believe doing life together is a crucial part of that journey. During this time, we're going to unpack and dig deeper into the sermon we heard this past week. Let's dive in as we continue to grow in our faith, knowledge, and love of Jesus together.
All right, David. Well, we started a new series this week, which I know you and I are excited about.
We were.
I think
we are.
When we still, even after the first week, we're still excited. Looking at the Nicene Creed, 1700 years ago.
Yep.
The Council of Nicaea got together to deal with some very important questions that the early church was struggling with. So, what was the main reason for the gathering in Nicaea?
Well,
why did this have to take
talk
place?
about church history?
Oh, well, if you can, try it.
Well, it's interesting because there's a bunch of background, but the unthinkable happened, and that is like in the early 300s, you had an emperor who kind of sort of maybe was a Christian, and we have this fellow named Constantine comes to power, seems to have some affinity towards Christianity, and so the church was undergoing all sorts of persecution, and it ends with Constantine. Now, one of Constantine's big goals, though, was to maintain unity, because there had been so much division within the Roman Empire, and so he wants to maintain unity, and he hears through the grapevine that there is some storms brewing about some theological issues. And so he convenes this council to basically say, hey guys, let's hash this out. I don't even care what you decide, but just stop fighting, that kind of thing. And so he convenes this council. He says, let's all meet in this place called Nicaea. And we're not quite sure. Nobody took attendance. Can you imagine? A bunch of pastors getting together.
Yeah, so there's different numbers, just below 300, 318.
Around that,
So let's go with 300-ish.
300-ish, yeah. And so they convene this council, and they're wrestling with, and the big question in the Council of Nicaea has to do with just a real fundamental question. As Christians, we worship Jesus as God. Mm-hmm. So what do we mean when we say he's God?
Right.
Is he of the same substance as the Father, and then there's the Holy Spirit? Is he like a demigod? Is he like a God-ish in his ethics?
Right.
And so that's what's really at issue. Now, I have to say this, because this is sometimes what's a misunderstanding, is the Council of Nicaea is not novel. What they're basically doing is they finally have the headspace, they're not being persecuted like they were before, to kind of hash out what they've always believed about Jesus. Because you had this guy come on the scene who started to put ideas about Jesus that actually was out of line with what the church had always believed. And so they're saying, okay, well, let's hash this out. Let's articulate what we truly believe about the nature of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Right. And coming as a monotheistic faith, and then trying to deal with, so God, but then also Jesus. How do we deal with that? Yeah. Okay, so obviously very important and historically important for the church. Mm-hmm. Why bring up the creed now? Well, first of all, there's an anniversary.
There's an anniversary, and we missed the 1600s. No.
Yeah, we missed that one. But why? So I've been attending church for 3 years. I have nothing to do. What does Vancouver have to do with Nicaea? Why is it important to a modern day Christian living in the West?
Yeah. Well, again, it's important because the creed is not novel. It's not coming up with new ideas. But it is affirming and actually organizing what the church has always believed. So it offers the church what is known as the rule of faith. This is what we hold to be true. And man, in our world today, even outside the church, where people are completely lost in terms of what is real, how do I live my life, where is my life going, what do I do? I think the church is a bit lost these days in terms of what do we actually hold to be true. And I love the analogy we were talking about it, that of a rope. This picture of being in a blizzard and having a rope tied from a house, from your home to a barn. And if you have to go to the barn, you're not going to make it home unless you have this rope to guide you home. And this rope, in many ways, is like the Nicene Creed. It helps guide us. It helps orient us. It helps us to know how you and I, in the Christian life, can make it safely home.
Great, great. So much content there. So good. Enjoy your conversation, groups. Thanks for joining us.
Hope you enjoyed the teaching today. If you're wanting to follow along with our community group's discussion guide with your group, you can head to cachurch.ca/media, where you can find the discussion guide. Not only are there questions there related to the sermon, but there's also prayer prompts that relate to the passage or the topic that we were talking about, and practices that you can, on an individual level or a group level, begin integrating into your life to not only bring this knowledge into your mind, but to begin living it out.